What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another Top 5, and I'm so excited to be talking to you about one of my favorite bands, Coldplay, who are releasing their 10th studio album, Moon Music, this Friday. And I thought in honor of that, what better way than count down my personal favorite top 5 albums of theirs. And to be honest, Moon Music probably isn't going to make that cut. That's how I'm confident I can do it right now, just based on the couple of singles they've released thus far that haven't really hit me, but we'll see. You never know. And next week, stay tuned because I will be doing a full countdown of all 10 studio albums. But for now, let's get to the cream of the crop. So at number 5... X and Y from 2005, their third studio album, and one that is essential, if not just for Fix You, the big single, which I think is just like, ultimate Coldplay. It's like got everything to love about them. It's a ballad, it's earnest, it builds into this huge anthem, and just for that song alone, it's worth having this record. But there are many other gems, especially toward the end of the album, songs like Low and Swallowed by the Sea, Twisted Logic. Even the a hidden track, Till Kingdom Come, is excellent. And I wish that wasn't even a hidden track. It doesn't make sense that it is. I guess, they could have chopped out some other songs on the record, as it is a little hit and miss. But overall, X and Y is great. And that's just my number 5. So now at number 4... Milo Xyloto from 2011. I love this record, especially because it feels so authentic, the way they kind of were dipping their toes even more into the pop realm here, and it didn't feel weird at all, the transition. Maybe it's because it's like an even mix of pop, rock, and alternative throughout. Songs like Charlie Brown and Paradise that are just so great, and like the melodies are fantastic. And then you do have some rockers like Major Minus, and then some collabs like Princess of China with Rihanna, which are just some of the best collaborations they've done pre or post pop Coldplay. And it's just a great record, and that's my number 4. So now at number 3. Parachutes, the debut album that started it all from 2000. Gotta love this record, man. I mean, you can feel Chris has all his emotions on his sleeve on every single song here. The ballads are exquisite, especially Trouble, just a magnificent song that I feel somehow gets overlooked sometimes. Like, they don't really play it live anymore. But of course, the big hit, Yellow, the one that put him on the map, still is fantastic. But yeah, just every single song on here, from the opening of Don't Panic all the way through to the closing of Everything's Not Lost. It's like this melancholic, but yet with a little bit of hope. And it feels very, some of it, they wear their influences like Radiohead and some other Brit rock bands that came before him. But there's just something very unique about Chris Martin's vocals, especially on this album, that you can feel some other influences as well, like jazz music and songs like Shiver and Sparks. And it's just great, man. And that is just my number 3. So now at number 2... Viva La Vida, or Death and All His Friends from 2008. This album, man, is just spectacular. And they wisely, after X and Y, which they were not that pleased with themselves, went to Brian Eno and had him take over as producer. And you can really feel his hands on this thing, especially just the way songs will flow into one another. And you can just tell that they were on an artistic high on this album. Of course, Viva La Vida, the big single that everyone still loves, is a masterpiece of a song. But then you got songs like Violet Hill and 42, which is an amazing track, like 3 different songs in one. And there's several other songs that have like 2 songs in one. You kind of get your bang for your buck, but it's just like Coldplay at their most experimental, but also the melodies are still strong on songs like Lost, and like it's still the anthemic Coldplay that we love, but shows so much more that they could accomplish, and they did. And that's just my number 2. So now at number 1, A Rush of Blood to the Head from 2002. If you've watched my channel long enough, you know that I adore this record. I think it's a perfect 10 out of 10. I mean, just the opener, Politic, one of the greatest opening tracks in all of rock history. Amsterdam, one of the most gorgeous songs to close a record, and everything in between is amazing. You got In My Place, God Put a Smile Upon My Face, The Scientist, one of their best ballads of all time, Clocks, the song that really broke them into the mainstream. Green Eyes is such a gem. Just every single track on here is fantastic. And I wish Coldplay would make an album this good again. I don't think they ever will, sadly, but hey, that remains to be seen. So in the meantime, let me know in the comments below what you think of my top 5, and what do you think also that Moon music will be like? Do you think it'll just be a continuation of Music of the Spheres, which in my opinion, isn't really a bad thing. It's not at the low end of my list, as you'll see next week. But let me know. Do you think it'll be terrible? Do you think it'll be great? What do you think? But check back in next week where we do the full top 10 ranking, and we'll see where things land. But in the meantime, we got more top 5s, album reviews, so much more. Thank you for watching, and as always,